Assalaamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today we will continue our Tajweedul Qur'aan and we will look at lesson 5, which is Idghaamun, Noonus, Saakinah wa Tanween. Idghaamun, Noonus, Saakinah wa Tanween. And we have explained before that Noonus Saakinah is a noon with a sukoon written above it. And the tanweens, there are three, which are fathatan, kasratan, and dhammatan. The definition of idgham is to merge something into something, to join two things together. We will look at what we have to join together. But before that, we will look at the letters of Idghaamun, Noonus, Saakinah wa Tanween with Gunna. Idgham and Noonus, Saakinah wa Tanween is divided into two parts. The first part is Idghaamun, Noonus, Saakinah and Tanween with Gunna. And we have said that Gunna is the nasal sound, or the stretching. We have to stretch it 2 times its original length. That is to stretch the noon sound or the tanween sound or the joining sound 2 times its original length. Yeah. So the first part of Idgham Noonus Saakinah wa Tanween is with Gunna, and the letters for this rule, they are Ya, Noon, Mim, and Waw. If we put them together in one word, it will become Yanmu. Yanmu. So if we memorize that word, Yanmu, then it will become simple to remember the letters. So Yanmu. Yeah. Yanmu. What is the ruling of Idghaamun, Noonus, Saakinah wa Tanween with Gunna? It says here, whenever any of the letters of Al-Idgham with Gunna comes after a Noonus Saakinah or Tanween, join the two words together. Remember we said that Idgham means to join something with something. So we have to join the two words together, and we will look at the two words where we join them. So we have to join, number one, we have to join the two words together and pronounce the joining sound with Gunna. That's number 2. That means we pronounce the joining sound or the noon sound or the tanween sound 2 times its original length. We stretch them 2 times its original length. The examples that we have here, we will take Ya, and we have to place Ya after Noonus Saakinah or Tanween. So here we have Ya. We have Ya coming after Noonus Saakinah. So first we have to join the two words together. So Man is one word and Yahdi is another word. So we have to join this onto this word onto this. That is why we have a shadda here upon the Ya. So when we join it, it becomes May Yahdi. Okay? May Yahdi. We cancel this Noonus Saakinah here and we join the Mim onto the next word. So it becomes May Yahdi. And that is a ruling we should have known already in Qa'idah. Whenever sukoon and shadda come together, we have to cancel the sukoon and join onto the shadda, because shadda is stronger than sukoon. That's the Qa'idah rule. In terms of tajweed, we say that we have to join these two words together, and we have to pronounce the noon sound or the joining sound with gunna, and that is to stretch it two times its original length. So the original two words here are may yahdi. Now that may sound, the joining sound may, we have to stretch it two times its original length. So we say may yahdi. Okay? May yahdi. If we say may yahdi, it is correct. But as we mentioned before, it is not correct in terms of Tajweedul Qur'an. So we say, مَن يَهْدِ اللَّهُ فَهُوَ الْمُهْتَدِي. مَن يَهْدِ اللَّهُ فَهُوَ الْمُهْتَدِي. So that's where we have to learn the letters. So whenever we are reciting the Quran and we see the letter Ya comes after Noonus Saakinah, we join the two words together and we pronounce that joining sound or the noon sound with gunna, or we stretch it two times its original length. Alright? Now Ya coming after a tanween. So we have Ya here comes after Dhammatan. So Ha has Dhammatan. That would give us hun, the sound hun. But when we join it onto the other word, it becomes hoi, hoi. And when we pronounce it with gunna, or when we stretch the hoi sound, it becomes hoi. وَوُجُوهٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ. Okay? وَوُجُوهٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَلَيْهَا غَبَرَةٌ. وَوُجُوهٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَلَيْهَا غَبَرَةٌ. Okay? We stretch the joining sound approximately two times its original length. Now let's take the next letter, Noon. Here we have Noon coming after Noonus Saakinah. And Mim with the Noon joined onto this Noon, it becomes Min. Yeah? Min. So we join the two words and Min joined onto Nasirin, so it becomes Min Nasirin. Number two is we have to stretch that Min sound and it becomes Min Nasirin. Min Nasirin. Now, a point to note here, some of us may want to know, isn't this Noon al Mushaddada? The first ruling that we studied was a Noonul Mushaddada. And when we said a Noonul Mushaddada is when a noon takes a shadda, we stretch the joining sound approximately two times its original length. Exactly what we are doing here. Min Nasirin. Yeah? That may be confusing. However, in this example here, it is not a Noonul Mushaddada. This noon here is not An-Noonul Mushaddada. It is Al-Idghaamun Noonu Saakinah. Yeah? With gunna, because we said whenever the letters of Al-Idgham, which one of them is Noon, come after a Noonu Saakinah, we pronounce the Noon sound with gunna, and it is from An-Noonu Saakinah wa Tanween. Al-Idghaamun Noonu Saakinah wa Tanween. We will look back at some of these examples later to differentiate between a Noonul Mushaddada and Idghaamun Noonu Saakinah. Okay? Now we take Noon again and put it after Tanween. Noon coming after Fathatan. And this word is Kullan. The other one is Numiddu. When we join them together, we have Kullan Numiddu. Kullan Numiddu. And the Second part is we have to stretch that lan sound 2 times its original length, so it becomes kullan numiddu. Kullan numiddu haula'i wa haula'i. Okay? Kullan numiddu. And again, this is not an-noonul mushaddada. The next one here is meme. We have meme coming after noonus sakina, and the first word here is min, and when we join it onto the second word, which is mali, it becomes mim-mali. Mim-mali. Meme joined onto the meme, and we stretch it 2 times its original length, so it becomes mim-mali. And again, this is not al-mimul mushaddada, which was the second rule that we studied. It takes the same ruling as this. This because meme belongs to al-idgham or idghaamun noonus sakina wa tanween, and it comes after noonus sakina. So wa atuhum mimma lillah. Okay. Here we have meme again coming after tanween. The first word here is nafsin, and the other one here is ma. Well, ma is not really a word when we come to Arabic language, yeah. But for now, we take it as 2 different parts. They belong to two different parts. So nafsin ma. When we join it, it becomes nafsim ma. And then we have to stretch that sin sound 2 times its original length, and it becomes nafsimma. Nafsimma. Yawma tajidu kullu nafsim ma amilat. Nafsimma amilat. Okay? And the last one is wow. Here we have wow coming after noonus sakina. The first word here is man, and the other one is wajad, wajadna. So when we join them, it becomes mawwa, mawwa, mawwajadna. Illa mawwajadna mata'ana indahu. Yeah? Now, in different parts, you may see or you may hear that I'm stretching like this one. We will come into those rules later on. The last one here, we have wow coming after dammatan. Khayrun wa abqa. So the ayah goes, wal akhiratu khayrun wa abqa. Khayrun wa abqa. So, to summarize that, whenever the letters of Idghaamun noonus sakina with gunna comes after noonus sakina and tanween or tanween, we join the 2 words together and we stretch the joining sound approximately 2 times its original length. Now, to differentiate between mim al-mushaddada and noon al-mushaddada, not to get confused, if there was a question with examples and it says, pick out the noon al-mushaddada in this example. First of all, we might think this is noon al-mushaddada, but it's not. Yeah? We may think this is noon al-mushaddada, but it's not. Or this meme is meme al-mushaddada, or this one, but they're not. Yeah? The difference between them is we have to look. If we see a noon or a meme with a shadda, we look what comes before. If there is a noon or sakina, or if there is a tanween, then they are not a noon al-mushaddada or al-mim al-mushaddada. They are idghaamun noon al-sakina wa tanween with gunna. Now the Noonul Mushaddada or the Meemul Mushaddada, if we look what comes before, it will not be a Noon, a Sakina, and it will not be a Tanween. Let's look at that example again. Noon al Mushaddada. Let's look what comes before. There's a Ba. It is not Noon al Sakina. And the Ba has a Kasra. It doesn't have a Tanween. It doesn't have Fatatan, Kasratan, or Dhammatan. So because it doesn't have Noon al Sakina and it doesn't have any of the Tanween, then that becomes Noon al Sakina or a Noon al Sakina. And if we look at all the examples, we see again Kaf with a Kasra, no Tanween, no Noon al Sakina. Ha with the Kasra, no Tanween, no Noon al Sakina. Here we have Waw with a Fatha, no Tanween, no Noon al Sakina. Okay? And the same goes to Meem. Meem al Mushaddada. Before it is a Ha with a Fatha. There is no Noon al Sakina, there is no Tanween. Here we have Alif with a Fatha, no Noon al Sakina, and no Tanween. So that is how we differentiate between Idghaamun, Noon al Sakina, and Tanween, and Noon al Mushaddada and al Meem al Mushaddada. It is simple. The Noon al Mushaddada and al Meem al Mushaddada, what comes before it, if there is no Noon al Sakina or if there's no Tanween, then they are a Noon al Mushaddada and al Meem al Mushaddada. If, however, before it comes a Noon al Sakina, like this one, or a Tanween, like the Fatatan, then it would be Idghaamun, Noon al Sakina wa Tanween. Okay, and the same goes for the Meem. Now, that is lesson 5. We will look at lesson 6 now. As we said, that Idgham and Noon al Sakina wa Tanween is divided into 2 parts. The first part is with Gunna, with the stretching, and the other part is without the stretching. Yeah, it without Gunna, without the stretching. Okay, and the letters for this part, they are Ra and Lam. Ra and Lam. So whenever we have Ra coming after Noon al Sakina, we have to join the 2 words together. And here we have Ar-Ra'ahu. Ar-Ra'ahu. But because it is without Gunna, it is without the stretching of the joining sound, we recite it clear as normal. So we say Ar-Ra'ahu Staghna. We do not say Ar-Ra'ahu. No. It is without Gunna. So we say Ar-Ra'ahu Staghna. So whenever Ra comes after Noon al Sakina, we recite the joining sound or the Noon sound clear. Yeah, that we say here, whenever any of the letters of Al-Idgham without Gunna comes after a Noon al Sakina or a Tanween, join the 2 words together and pronounce the joining sound without Gunna. That is, without stretching the joining sound. We pronounce it clear as normal. The Tanween side, we have Ra again coming after Tanween. So we join the 2 words together, Rishatur Radiyah, but we do not stretch it. فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ. Okay? And the last one is Lam. Here we have Lam coming after Noon al Sakina, and we join the 2 words together. What? لَكِنْ لَعْنَهُمْ. Yeah? لَعْنَهُمْ. So we recite it clear and we say ولكن لعنهم الله بكفرهم ولكن لعنهم الله بكفرهم. Okay, and the last one we have lam again coming after Tanween. We have lam here with dammatan and we have ta here with kasratan. So this is wailul likulli humazatil lumaza. We don't say wailul likulli humazatil lumaza. No, we don't stretch. We recite it clear because lam comes after tanween. Wailul likulli humazatil lumaza. So idgham and Noonus Saakinah wa Tanween without gunna has two letters, ra and lam. And when they appear after a Noonus Saakinah or a Tanween, we join the two words together and we pronounce the Noon sound or the Tanween sound or the joining sound clear without any stretches. Okay, to summarize that again, we said that Idgham and Noonus Saakinah wa Tanween is divided into two parts. The first part is with Gunna. The first part is with Gunna, where we have to stretch the joining sound, and the second part is without Gunna, where we just recite the joining sound clear. And inshallah, this brings us to the end of lesson 5 and lesson 6. Bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.